Hello, everybody. How you guys doing? I hope you're having a good evening. We're getting ready to have some thunderstorms. So, if my internet goes out, because that happens when we have thunderstorms, please just bear with me. I hope my moderators are in here speaking to everybody. Get my notes going. And I'll straighten up that camera in a minute. Just pulling up the chat. I can't believe it's not letting me. Come on. There we go. I got it, everybody. Got the live stream going. And let's see who's all in here. We have Lucas5464. Hello. Grandmama Groves. Lita is here. Miss B. Washington is in the house. All Nat Homesteader. Auntie's Backyard is here. Bobby Wilson. Hello. Lynette Tucker. Growing with Hudson is in the house. Regina Tyson. Sifting Some Soil, 55. I think I said Lolita Edwards already. Janet is here. Miss Kia is in the house, my internet daughter. At Home with Cherie, good evening. Backyard Farming with Ashley, hello. Hello, Miss Love. Andrea Lucas is in the house. Thank you for being here. And Melissa Brown. I think I spoke to everybody. If I didn't, I know my moderators will speak to everybody. Let me adjust that camera a little bit. I think that's a little bit better. Let's cover up the printer. I was outside doing some work. And because it's, you know, when it's gonna rain, I always rush out there and try to do a little bit. Make sure my rain barrels are capturing water, that type of thing. Tis good. Good evening. Mike Kraminski is in the house. And Amari Anita Newsom is also here. Excuse me for a minute. Got some lipstick or something on my teeth. Okay, I think that's everybody. Okay, let me pull up my notes and we'll get started. First of all, I want to thank my golden girls, the ladies that are in my Eat Your Own Club. They're over 70 and they are in there complimentary. I want to welcome any of you that are in the house. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my Cash App up because people are still emailing me about seeds. I can send 4 more people Texas Star Hibiscus seeds. So you can cash out me $10 and then email me your address. No post office boxes. And I'll send them to you. And I always throw in some extra seeds. So I'm going to pin this message to the top, the Cash App. And I'm also going to put in my email address so that you can email me. And then there are going to be moderators throughout the evening. We'll also put up my email address, website, that type of thing, okay? Okay. So I got that. I need to tell you, if you're in the chat and you're new and you can't comment, that's because I have it set up for only subscribers to respond. But when the video is over, if you have a comment or a question, you can always put it in the comment section when the video is over. I want to address the fact that I have 3 perk clubs. One is $2.99 a month. Grow your own. You get a seed that I save every year. You can get one a month, and you just email me and tell me you want the seeds, and I'll mail them to you. And you also can shout out your channel by typing it in the chat when I tell you it's the time to do it, so we can group them all together. So when people go back and look at the replay or look at the live chat feed, they'll see everybody's information in one spot. So wait until I tell you, then you can put it up. You can also join my Grow Your Own. Is $2.99 a month. The second group is called Eat Your Own, and that's when I teach you how to preserve your harvest by way of pressure canning, water bath canning, freezing and blanching, or blanching and freezing, dehydrating, and any other way that I solarizing it from the sun, and any other way that I know and have learned to preserve food. And speaking of that, we had a wonderful class yesterday. A group of ladies, they did very well, very inquisitive, they paid attention, had questions. It went very, very well. And if you don't know me, just like I said, I'll send you a few extra seeds. I do the same thing in my classes. I throw in a little bonus information. For example, I gave them some information that really you have to be in the final perk club, which is $9.99 a month, Make Your Own Products Club. And I shared with them some good tips about how to make your healing organic honey. And speaking of that, my next Make Your Own Products group club meeting will be May 15th on Zoom. If you're in the Make Your Own Products group for $9.99 a month, you can attend free. Anybody else will have to pay $50. That next class, we're going to talk about the benefits of healing honey, and I'm going to show you guys how I make my honey. Now, I know some of you thinking like, okay, you got LadyCherylsNaturalProducts.com and you sell it on there. Why are you going to tell people or teach people how to do what you do? Because it's enough money out there to be made by everybody. And let's face it, I'll be 68 years old in a few months. I'm not going to be making these products forever, and I want to pass on some of my knowledge to you guys. So, if you're in the Make Your Own Perk Club, you can go to this class, How to Heal Your Body with Organic Honeys, which will be a lecture and demonstration. You don't have to do anything but watch, and that'll be on the 15th of May. And you guys know that all of my classes are on Sunday at noon for 2 hours on Zoom, Central Standard Time. And the Wednesday before the class, I will send you the link. Please don't email me the day of the class and telling me you want to get in. I understand sometimes you might have an emergency, but when I get a lot of that, that's kind of difficult for me to handle when I'm getting ready to prepare for a class. Because I just don't show up and sit at the computer and just start talking. I prepare. I have a summary and an outline of what I'm going to talk about, and I have bullet points with facts that I need for you to write down. Okay? And your camera must be on. And no, I don't send a recording out of my class. Okay, so the next class after that is going to be, we're going back to the basics, Pressure Canning 101, and the students in that class, which will be the Sunday, the 29th of May, you will be actually demonstrating or showing me that you can pressure can. I will give you all the information ahead of time so you can be thoroughly prepared to start on time with your packed jars at noon Sunday, May 29th. So that other class on making the organic healing honeys is Sunday, May 15th. 2 weeks later, it's the pressure canning class. Now, if you're in the Make Your Own Products Club, you are entitled to the seeds every month. You're entitled to attending the food preservation class, so you can come to the class on the 29th. And of course, you can go to the Make Your Own Products class. Are there any questions just pertaining to the workshop classes? Do I have any questions? I'm going to get your questions later, but right now I want to know if you have any questions pertaining to the two classes that I have scheduled for May 15th and May 29th. Okay, great. Grandmama Grows put up my website, and let me tell you that I've decided to extend the specials for no other reason, just to make it easy on myself, because I wear a lot of different hats. That special has moved from 1 day to a week. And because of the amount of emails that I receive, how people pay period fall and that type of thing, they asked me, could I extend it? You asked, and I said yes. So this will continue, this being the very rich and creamy body lotion that has a very large portion of shea butter, mango butter, avocado butter, and a lot of other essential oils that will moisturize your skin, not just on your epidermis, but it's going to penetrate and go inside. The only time I have ashy hands is when I'm outside working in very humid conditions, very windy conditions, and I've got my hands in dirt and it's absorbing the moisture. But during the day, when I'm not working outside, and I don't like to wear gloves outside, my hands will get a little ashy, but that's the only time. But this moisturizing lotion has a lot of emollients in it that will penetrate your skin. So it's on sale. Let me pull up the website because I want to make sure that I say the right amount. The regular price of the moisturizing lotion. And you can go to the gift and special page of my website, and people already put it up. This lotion is normally, and remember, it's organic. Not a bunch of water, not a bunch of watered down dollar store stuff. It is normally $26. Through this special, it's only $19.99. And that includes shipping and handling with a tracking number. So that's what the special is. You're free to order it. It's going to be up until the end of May. I'll just change the date every week, or when I, have time, I'll go in and edit my website and say it's the special of the month. Just been very, very busy. I hope you guys understand. Okay. Remember, don't order it from the Creamy Body Lotion page. Order it from the specials and gift set page, which is the second page on my website. Thank you, Tia. She does a wonderful campaign every week. Looking ashy, feeling dry. you best get some of Lady Cheryl's lotion. Check it out here, and she has the link. Thank you so much. I appreciate the effort that my moderator, Aunt Tia, puts in for promoting my lotion. And by the way, if you're in here and you're thinking about starting your line, in my classes, I share with you how I make this lotion. I don't share with you my exact formula, for my fragrance scent and all that, but I share how I make lotion, how I make creamy body butter, how I make candles with essential oils. Everything that I sell, I'm going to share it with you. Okay? I have church at 12, and I am the musician. Is there any way to have it later? I'm sorry, Robin. I'm sorry. It's always at 12. I go to church at 8. I'm very sorry. If I could come up with something, I will work on it and let you know. Sandra living a full life. Thank you for being here. Okay, I'm going back. Until put the URL for you to join a perk group. You're welcome to join. Anybody that wants to join. I appreciate the fact that Growing with Hudson is telling you guys to hit the like button. Yes, it makes a big difference with the algorithms when you like this video and you share it. It really helps promote the channel. So if you can do that for me, I would certainly appreciate it. Behind me, I'm seeing on my monitor, is my beautiful hand-painted portrait of a hummingbird feasting off the nectar of a hibiscus flower. And this was drawn for me or painted for me by Lydia Best of Best Yet Journey. Somebody emailed me, and I thought I say a lot, but I guess the couple times that they've been in the house, they didn't hear me say it. So with one of my moderators, please put up Best Yet Journey's website, the link to her URL, if she's not in here. And over here, I have this light box. I got to change the batteries. And it says, grow your own with Lady Cheryl. And this was donated to me by Stinky Puddle Ranch last year. And I'm always getting some nice gifts. And sometimes I remember to acknowledge the people. Sometimes I don't. You all please understand that I'm a senior citizen. So shoot me an email if I forget something, if I mispronounce a word, if I say knife for fork or fork for spoon, look over me, okay? All right. Okay, so the next thing on the agenda is, let me pull it up, to tell you that all of last week's orders went out today. I told you guys I had to slow down just a little bit between 5 and 7 business days before I ship your order, instead of me trying to act like I'm Amazon and a machine. I just couldn't do it. And my kids put their foot down. Kids being my children, my adult professional children, told me, Mama, you got to slow down. You're killing yourself. Every time we see you're exhausted. So that's what I decided to do. So your orders will go out between 5 and 7 business days. And somebody just paid through Cash App for some seeds. Yours will go out tomorrow because I got to go to the post office to mail something to my sister, so I'll just go ahead on and do that. All of the okra seeds, the Clemson spineless okra that I've been collecting the seeds for 7 years, have gone out. And you will be getting those this week. Or you might have them already. I was going to say something else about my seeds. Oh, the Texas Star Hibiscus. I keep getting emails from people who want to get some of those seeds. I think I mentioned I have enough for 4 people. Cash out me $10. They will go into a bubble envelope inside like this, so that when they go through the machine, they won't be made sterile. And then you will get a tracking notification from the post office. Those of you that I send free seeds to, I'm going to cover up the address. but I send them like this, but you can see it's bulky because I have bubble wrap inside of this envelope. Okay, so if your letter goes through the postal machine, your seeds won't get sterile either. But I don't do a tracking number with the free seeds. Okay, so I think I covered everything I wanted to cover so far. And now I want you guys to put in your URLs if you are a moderator. Thank you, Antia, with the question marks. If you are a moderator or if you in one of the perks club, I want you all to put in your URL to your YouTube channel. You can either put, if you don't have that and you have a TikTok, you can put that on. If you don't have a TikTok or a YouTube channel and you have a Facebook group, and you want to put that on. If you don't have any of the three that I mentioned previously, and let's say you have an Instagram, you can put it on, but not all of them. Just put on one, okay? And if you don't have any of those, you might want to put your garden zone. That way people can look you up. Because I do believe that birds of a feather flock together, and it's good for you to know somebody who is in your garden zone and what they're doing, because you probably can emulate or be motivated by them. However, you got to realize, just because, for example, you may live in South or North Carolina and your zone is 8A, and I'm in Texas and I'm in zone 8A, it's still going to be a little bit difference with the weather patterns. For example, in Texas, we get wind gusts this year as high as 45 miles per hour. I did a little short 16-second video sharing with you how I kind of brace up my tomato cages by locking them and tying them together. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Last year, I think the highest we got was 40 miles per hour. And that can happen, guys, even if it's not raining. So we can get a lot of damage from the wind. And that's why I always tell you guys, when you're growing seeds, to put a fan, an oscillating fan on your seedlings the majority or at least part of the day, to get them accustomed to the wind being on them, because it makes them stronger. So my tomato plants are doing fabulous. I see a couple of leaves, that got bruised or got whipped off. But the majority of them are doing well because they've had a fan on them when I had them under the grow lights. Okay? So that's something that I recommend that you guys do. All right. Hey, Chine Moss Farm, thank you for being here. Let's see who put something in the chat. Very good. And you will know these people. See, now some people are putting in their names and they're not in a group. I need to have my moderators to take all of those out. And Mike let me know he just got 2 fans blowing on his seedlings today. If they don't have a logo by their name, you need to retract that information. Only the moderators and people who have a emoji, whether it is a pearl, like pearls from Lady Cheryl, or the little reddish pinkish hibiscus flower, or my old logo, which is the gold and the white flower, that type of thing. We're happy, very happy that you're here. Oh, Bessie said don't make her cry. Oh, man, I just got to watching your video with Ethiopian food. I never had any Ethiopian food that I didn't like. But I don't think, I may have made a comment. I don't know. I was thinking, I think I did. But I was getting ready to go back outside. And I was watching your video. Okay. Somebody said, yes, thank you for my okra. Okay, Salon Diva got her okra seeds. They sprout very fast. I don't know, because I think, now, I'm not a scientist. I'm not even a master gardener. I'm just one who have been gardening for 40 years and 31 years almost in the same place. No, it is 31 years. It was Easter 1991 we moved into this house. So it's 31 years because this is 2022. The okra seeds, what I was saying about I'm not a master gardener is the okra seeds, I moved them, they are from like the 8th, because I retired 30, 6, they're the 8th or the 9th time from the same mother plant that I have harvested the seeds. And I do believe, and this is what I said, I'm not a scientist, I do believe that the more you produce a crop and you keep harvesting the seeds year after year after year, they become more viable and they become stronger. At least, I don't have no scientific information to back that up, but that's how it appears to me. And I'm not saying that just because of the okra seeds. I noticed that people are not having the difficulty this year and last year when they started germinating the red Texas star hibiscus seeds that they did in 20/21. Because they germinated real fast. And I just really think it's because they go through the growing process, the cycle, and they die off, they go to seed, and every year it seems like they get adjusted and they get stronger and stronger and more viable. Anybody that's a scientist in here or has that knowledge, put your input in now. I really don't know. All I can tell you is the longer I've been growing a crop, the better the collection of the seeds I have, and they germinate and grow very well. Hi, Simple Grower. Thank you for being here. Hoeing and sowing, gardening, thank you for being here. Yeah, she said, that makes sense. I believe that too. I really do. I really, really do. And I am seeing the first of some stuff in my garden, like my food forest. I'm seeing a couple trees loaded with fruit that didn't have no fruit last year. And I saw cherries today for the first time. I think I made a community post. I'm sure I did, because I put it on Instagram, YouTube, and my Facebook. Yippee, we got cherries. So I don't know how many we're going to get. I don't even count them until I harvested them now. And this is going to lead me into my topic of today. Sandra living a full life. Hey, hey, hey. Sandra, it's too late for the okra seeds. You had the first 2 weeks of the month to get them. But email me. I'll send them to you, Sandra. Next time, Sandra, jump on them the first 2 lives, okay? I think I got enough to send you some. I'm sure I do. I don't know where I put them, but I got some okra seeds. I'll send you some, okay? But next time, everybody, let me make this announcement for everybody. When I make the announcement, the first 2 weeks of the month, let me know if you want the seed of the month to make sure I don't run out, okay? But I will honor your request, Sandra living a full life, but you got to email me, okay? All right, that's really great. You've been with us 8 months. How can I turn you down? No, ma'am. No, sir. I will not. Okay, so now, got a lot of email about this fruit situation. So that's what I'm going to talk about first. Thank you, Simple Grower. I honored the lady that painted this for me. Is Best Yet Journey. If you go up and you look in the chat, you will see her URL for her YouTube page. She's a very talented lady. Not only does she have a garden, she has a gardener platform. It's called the Whoop Whoop Show. And she lets you know what guests are going to come on. And it's usually on a Monday night, unless there's some scheduling difficulty. It may be another day, but she lets you know in plenty of time so that you can tune in. And this lady started off, I just started watching her with the gardening, but she's been doing crocheting, trying to, not trying, she's doing it, raising baby chickens. I mean, a whole lot of other stuff. I don't want to, say something that she may not even want you all to know yet until she's ready. But she's got her hands in a lot of creativity and she'll be sharing it with you. So yeah, that painting came from her. And I was going to put it like, in my grow room or something. And I said, no, let me hang it in where people can see it, Because that hummingbird is my favorite bird. And the Texas Star Hibiscus, as I said previously, is my favorite flower. Okay, I agree. They become acclimated and stronger, Bobby Wilson says. Yes, I'm just going back and looking at the chat to know. So those are the seeds that I seen you guys. Okay, some seeds that I know that are very viable, that have been acclimated, they're strong, and you're going to get almost 100% germination rate. I can't guarantee that because I don't know what your environment is, how you're growing them, what medium you starting them in. Everybody does their little thing a little bit different, okay? Okay, Auntie says she's losing connection. Anybody else losing connection? I'm not, and my computer usually puts up a sign on my PC that says weak connection. So it might just be in your area. Okay, let's go back to my notes. Okay, first thing I want to talk about is losing fruit on your fruit trees. Guys, I know how you feel. Please don't think that I don't understand, because I do. When you walk out there and there's been a wind gust or a storm, and you walk out there and you walk around your food forest, your garden, your patio, what have you, and you see all your fruit laying on the ground, it's a hurting feeling. And what I'm going to say to you is very simple. It's 4 words. Get used to it. It's just nature. Every peach, nectarine, plum, mulberry, blackberry, pear, pawpaw, persimmon, orange, lemon, grapefruit, tangerine, saxuma. Every time you see a tiny piece of fruit, it does not mean that it is going to be able to hold the tree, to hold on to it and let it keep growing apples until it's time to harvest it. Especially when the trees are less than 5 years old. They are not strong. They are concentrating on developing strong roots. And so the weakest links will fall off in the storm, or your tree, in the case of persimmon trees, will abort the fruit because it can't handle putting energy into growing and ripening the fruit and establishing roots at the same time. That's why some people tell you the first 3 years to remove the fruit. I don't believe in that. However, I do believe in thinning it out if it's so much weight on the tree and you can't prop it up and it's going to crack and break the branch. I believe in thinning. Do I thin my fruit? I most certainly do. I've got videos showing you how we thin the pear trees, apple trees, apricot trees. Peaches didn't have that many peaches, so I let them do whatever. Okay? I don't thin strawberries because the weight is at the base and the wind doesn't knock them off like the other trees, fruit trees do. So I'm going to peep in at the chat and see what people are saying. In other words, don't count your fruit before harvest because you may lose the majority of it or all of it. Okay. Hey, James Franklin. Thank you for being here. Hey, thank you, Tia Drone Gold and James. Oh, I just said James, didn't I? James Franklin is in the house. Okay. The mighty mustache. Nature is your friend and enemy in the garden. I agree. It could be your friend and your enemy. And when I say nature, I'm talking about all the insects, the permaculture aspect of a garden and a food forest. The squirrels are going to get so much. The birds are going to get so much. I mean, it's just going to happen. You are not going to harvest 100% of your fruit. But this is the good thing. This is the silver lining. The longer you've been growing those fruit trees and taking care of them and pruning them and spraying them, and I'm going to talk about spraying in just a second because it's right over here, which you see my props right here. The more you do that and the healthier your tree is, the more fruit is going to put on, and the birds and the bees and the squirrels and the wind is going to get their part because the wind knocks the fruit down and then the little rodents come around and eat it on the ground, the ones that can't climb. It's all an ecosystem. So the longer you've had your trees, your season of harvest is going to kick in. Mine is kicking in every year, more and more fruit to harvest, okay? So don't be upset. Don't be discouraged. Just keep studying so you'll know what's happening, okay? When you see your persimmon tree drop all the fruit. I thought squirrels came in and ate my fruit up overnight. Upon further investigation, I found out they just dropped all the fruit because it couldn't handle being a full persimmon tree building strong tap roots that go way down in the earth about 15 feet to draw up nutrients that a lot of trees and plants can't get. It was concentrating so much on that it dropped the fruit. Then the next year I got like 12 pieces of fruit. Then I got like 24 pieces of fruit. I didn't get that much fruit last year because, you know, we had that polar freeze. This year I think it's going to be better. But I'm not counting my fruit until harvest. I don't know why my ears are itching. Okay, somebody's talking about their gardening zone and Auntie is helping them. Thank you, moderator. They also can go to Farmer's Almanac or almanac.com. I think they dropped Farmers from the beginning. You know, it used to be that little booklet, and you still can get it. But you can go to almanac.com, put in your zip code, and you can get your garden zone. And the Nick Queen is here. Somebody speaking to her. I appreciate you being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Okay, Grandmama Grove said I got some mesh bags to cover my figs before they come out. And Grandmama Groves, thank you for bringing that up because, you know, I don't know. Yeah, you know, I do that every year. I order those little organza bags off of Amazon okay, come on, start with the eBay. And I put them all over the trees and blah, blah, blah. But my trees are getting so mature, I doubt if I do it this year. Unless I just see them eating a lot of fruit. Well, unless I see a lot of bite marks out of my fruit before it is ripe, I'm not going to put the bags on. But if I see a lot of fruit being eaten before it's ripe, then I'll go to my arsenal. I got a shoebox with those green, white, and blue bags, different sizes, and I just draw the string and let them hang. But we'll see. I think this may be the year because Simple Grower is right. He said, yep, I grow enough for me to have some and for the birds to have some too. Yeah, they gotta survive, guys. And have you ever seen a bird feeding her young food that she has chewed up and put into their mouths? They can't fend for themselves. So she has to go out and hunt. and the mama bird and find some worms and insects and food to feed her babies. It's all a part of nature. And where I live, it's a warmer climate than some of the areas of the country where you guys live. So I have a lot of birds, and they're going to have to get their share. And I have noticed, I read somewhere or I saw somewhere that a lot of times in Texas, when we have triple-digit temperatures of 100 degrees or more, they will bite into a tomato or a plum or whatever because it's so dry. We have a rainy period like we're having now, and then we go into our drought period. And a lot of times they bite into a moisture-full fruit or vegetable just to get some water. So I recommend that you do what I do. I put a bird bath out. I have hummingbird feeders and I have a bird bath. And let's talk about the bird bath. You want to make sure, especially now, if you're in a garden zone 8A or above, that you use some mosquito bits in your standing water, your rainwater, your garbage cans, your 5-gallon totes that you collect rainwater in. I collect rainwater in everything. These bits will not harm people, pets, plants, fish, or livestock. So if you have standing water in your bird bath, just put a couple little grains in there as well, okay? And this will kill the mosquitoes and the mosquito larvae. Because pretty soon, you're not going to be able to stand being outside because you're going to get attacked by the mosquitoes. Okay? I don't have that issue like most people. And I'm going to tell you why. Hold your questions if you have one. Hello, Garden Master 242. The reason why I don't get attacked by mosquitoes is, number one, everything that I formulate as far as my signature scent have essential oils that repel mosquitoes but smell good too. Okay? Then I grow certain plants all over the food forest to deter insects, like marigolds, like basil, like rosemary, like lemongrass and lemon balm. This year, actually it was last year, I overwintered my 2 5-gallon containers after I harvested all the lemongrass that I wanted to harvest. I overwintered them in the heated greenhouse. So now I got a head start. Usually I start all over with a cutting of the lemongrass. But I don't have to. I got a full bouquet. And I can put that on each side of me in the prayer garden, or if I'm sitting on my patio, to detract insects. So you can grow centrola plants. I mean, did I say rosemary? I hope I did. It's a lot of things that you can grow. That's what you can Google. What herbs and plants mosquitoes don't like or distract mosquitoes? And incorporate some of that into your garden or your food forest. Unfortunately, I have no idea what garden zone we are in. I'm in Southern California near the border. You're probably in zone 10. But put in your zip code in almanac.com and it will tell you. You're in a hot zone. Hey, my granny's garden, how are you? And I think I spoke to C. Holmes. I'm not sure, but I'm going to talk about it. Okay, Dina Nova, you asked in a question. Your question needs to be in all caps, and you can ask it when it's time, when my moderators put those big red question marks. However, I'm going to take your question because we're talking about fruit, okay? Dina Nova wants to know, so we don't remove the fruit when they're producing in the early years? No, that's not what I said. I said it is recommended that you remove the fruit the first 3 years. Unless you buy a 5, 6, 7, 8 foot tree, then you bought a more mature tree. But it's still going to go through some shock with the roots being transplanted. So I said the general rule from master gardeners, and maybe I need to get all my books out and bring them out maybe next week and show you where I get a lot of these facts and statistics from. These master gardeners recommend that you remove the fruit the first 3 years. I don't remove it all. If it's like 10 pieces of fruit, I may leave 2. Just to see what it's going to do. 2 pieces of fruit can't put that much strain on the tree. You feel me? So no, I did not say remove all of the fruit. C. Holmes says, good evening, everyone. Great conversation. Okay, that's what we were just talking about. The wind is blowing at 45 miles an hour. Didn't I tell you guys that? The wind gusts can get here in Texas where I live, North Texas. Mesquite is the city I live in. Dallas is the hop, skip, and the jump away. 45 miles per hour wind gusts, even when it's not raining. So I see fruit on the ground every morning. And my poor little grandbaby, Bria. Dang, that old wind. That's what she said Saturday. Look at all those plums down there on the ground, big mama. I said, yeah, Bria, but you just got to get used to it. Okay? All right. Simple Grower says, yep, I grow enough for me. Oh, we talked about it, and the birds to have sun. Okay, very good. Somebody mentioned 3 years. I have a 3-year-old lemon tree. I planted by seed. I'm patiently waiting. Very good. Okay. All right, so that was the number one thing. Be patient with the fruit trees. The wind is going to make you lose some. The wind is going to make you lose tomatoes and branches and everything if you live in a windy area like I do. The second thing I mentioned to you all is getting ready to get warm in a lot of your areas. It's warm already in my area. Not hot, but, you know, nice garden weather. Get your mosquito bits. You can get them from Amazon, Home Depot, what have you. Okay? All right. The next thing I want to tell you guys is this. Don't mess up and forget to spray your fruit trees. Now, you can spray them with pure cold pressed neem oil. Purchase it from Amazon, eBay. Essie has it. Other stores have it. But I want you just to get pure cold pressed neem oil, like pure olive oil. Don't get mixtures of spray bottles that have a lot of chemicals in it, and they put the word neem oil on it, and they psych you into thinking that it has a lot of neem oil when it's probably the 13th ingredient. The first ingredient, and actually the rule is the first 4 when you're making products, is primarily what the product is made of. You can use this neem oil and water and a few drops of Bonner Brothers Vegetable Castile, or I use Dawn dish soap. Okay, when I'm running low on the vegetable castile, because I use that on my face. Spray your trees. Please, please, please spray them in the evening when the sun is going down and the bees are not all around your blossoms. Because, contrary to popular belief, it has been proven that neem oil can seriously kill bees. So spray it when the sun's going down and the bees are not out. Now, here's one that I use, and I started spraying it today, and then I said, oh, God, it's getting ready to rain. I just did a little bit. And I told you about this before. It's for organic gardening, and it's called All-Season Horticultural and Dormant Spray. So I sprayed my trees the first time before my son pruned them. Right? And then I'm spraying. It's been about 2 weeks ago that he did that, maybe 3. And now I'm spraying them again. I started today, but I say it's getting ready to rain, so I won't do too much. I got this from Amazon. You can get it almost anywhere. It is called All Seasons Horticultural and Dormant Spray. It's a concentrate. What I like about it is for organic gardening. It's by Bonide. Bonide, and you can use it all year round. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because last year I got very, very busy around harvest time, and if I had waited about 1 more week to harvest my Sun Glow nectarines, I wouldn't have got hardly any because the worms were trying to invade them. It's like a like a clear jello glob on the outside of the fruit where that worm goes inside. Fortunately for me, I got it before there was a lot of damage. I could just slice that part off and can the rest of my fruit. But I'm not going to make that mistake this year. I am going to spray my trees about every 2 weeks when there's a couple of clear days and there's no rain. And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to wear a hat, my big glasses like these, and put that mask, maybe 2 masks on me, and cover my face up, because even though this is organic, safe organic gardening, it got on my skin and it broke me out because I'm very sensitive. Okay? All right. And this kills scales, spider mites, even the eggs. This is a very good spray, okay? And it's concentrated. Follow the manufacturer's direction, and you got like a little thing on the back here with all the safety precautions and all that kind of stuff in here to read, okay? Neem oil, if you don't have nothing else. Watch the news, watch the forecast. It tells you when certain invasive insects are in your area, and you may need to get something a little bit stronger. Here's another one. I'm in a group on Facebook for growing organic trees, and somebody says in that group that this one also kills leaf miners, coating moths, and beetles. So I bought this one on Amazon as well. So this one will go tomorrow, 2 weeks later this one, then this one, then this one. I'll alternate. And I always will use the neem oil only when it is 85 degrees or lower on all my other plants. About once every 2 months. Okay? All right. Any questions on that? Any questions on spraying? What was the second one? Oh, yes. I'm sorry, because I didn't say Captain Jack's Dead Bug Spray. It's for organic gardening, and you can use it everywhere in your garden, including your trees. Thank you for asking that. Thank you, Auntia, for letting me know. I'm going back up to the top. Oh, the Mighty Mustache. Hey, Mama, new to your channel, but I love hearing what you have to say. I'm pepper-specific gardener expert, but I like hearing all information on the plants. Much love from one gardener to another. Thank you very much for the super chat. God bless you. I appreciate you. Okay, so this is also by the same company, Bonide. One is Captain Jack's, and this one is all season. Read this one very carefully, because there's a reason why this company got 2 different sprays out. This one's for dormant. I would assume that the dormant spray is a little bit stronger than Captain Jack's. So Captain Jack's will help you when the bugs are here. This one will help you when over the winter when they're crawling in the crevices and getting in the barks of the tree and the ground all around the roots. This one will help you better. And make sure that you spray the soil around your trees. About a 36 to 40 inch diameter in a circle. Make sure that you spray that area. And whatever you do, guys, don't think that you can make your formula stronger and it's going to work even better. Follow the manufacturer's directions, okay? They know more about this than we do. And last but not least, please put in a 1 in the chat if you're growing cucumbers, watermelon, squash, cantaloupe. I want to know if you're growing any of those. If you're growing I agree with you, hoeing and sewing. Neem oil is gold. It's my go-to product. You know what? I don't even have any diatomaceous earth this year. I think I ran out last year. I haven't even bought any. I used to think that was the one. The only thing about diatomaceous earth, and I see some gardeners do it, and I don't mean to criticize people, but once it gets wet, it loses its strength. So I like the neem oil better. Okay, let me see what's all season. They're asking me a question. Horticultural and dormant spray. Why don't you just screenshot it? Okay, so now, hey, Mary First, thank you so much for being here. Okay, I need to have a one. Okay, so we got Myra McCain. Good to see you, Myra. Chris White is here. Butch Phillips. Okay. So you're growing some of those cucumbers and stuff. Now, I'm going to tell you something. And this comes from my heart. I said I am doing too much with my natural products in my company, in my classes, and da-da-da-da-da-da. I was not going to grow any more watermelons, cucumbers, cantaloupe, pickles, squash. I gave most of the seeds away, except for my bush patty pan, Minnesota midget cantaloupe, and my sugar baby watermelon seeds. I kept like 20 of them and I gave the rest away. And I decided when my grandbaby started crying, when I told her I'm not going to have any more cucumbers, watermelon, those grandbabies, y'all that got grandbabies, y'all know they tug at your heart. And I said, okay, I got to grow some. I got to grow some. Because Bria has started school, and I told her she's not going to be here to eat them. I ain't doing all that. But I have to grow some. And I started growing some. Who was that gave me the beta alpha cucumber? It was either at Tia or Presbyterian Garden. I think it was on Tia. If you in the house, hey, Siobhan Jones, if you gave me them seeds, I said, I'm going to try this cucumber because it doesn't have to cross-pollinate with the male and the female. It's like an androgynous type of cucumber. I got cucumbers, y'all. I'll be showing it to you. Yep, Lorraine T said, yes, them grand angels get you every time. So I'm growing cantaloupe, watermelon, cucumbers, and squash for my grandbabies. And this is what I want to show you that you can use. It's called BT, because those are the ones, those fruits and vegetables that I just named, the pickles, the cucumbers, you know. This BT will help kill those caterpillars and those worms that plague those fruits that I just mentioned. So if you don't have it in your arsenal, I recommend that you get it. And again, Amazon, Etsy, eBay, your big box stores, you can find it. And you only need a little, guys. I've had this for years. And here's the field line. It's right here. Okay? And it doesn't expire for a long time. So don't think I'm naming a whole lot of products that you have to go out and spend a whole lot of money, because you don't. You're only going to use a little. But you got to be ready. You got to be ready. You are the mama bear. You planted those seeds. And even if you didn't plant seeds and you have to buy transplants, that's okay too. You go get those transplants. And sometimes in those transplants there are insect eggs and larvae that you don't know nothing about. The next thing you know, they take over your garden. So you got to be ready. Okay? So we can do all of our work, have that fruit tree loaded with fruit, and we're gonna get some peaches this year. Ooh, we're gonna get some plums this year. And then you don't spray. And then the worms and the caterpillars get it all. We know that we have to work with Mother Nature. We know something's going to fall off from the wind. we know we're going to lose some fruit to the squirrels and the rodents and the birds. But those little bitty insects, be ready. Be ready. Forewarned is forearmed. So you can look at the replay and get that information. Okay, now there's one more thing. Hi, Mabel Speaks. There's one more thing that I got to bring up. How many of you saw my video where my son was pruning the fruit trees about 2.5 weeks ago? Put 2 in the chat if you've seen it. Very good, hoeing this song. She's already spraying her cucumbers right now. Thank you, V. Nick Queen Solo. Those white butterflies are the ones that are putting those eggs there. You are exactly right. And they're not really white. They're off-white. 2. Okay, cool. Got a lot of people with me. You saw that video that my son did. So I'm just sharing with you every day. It's still going. Every day I'm putting on another fruit that has been revealed to me. Don't be afraid to prune your trees. Get the book, and I've got it over there, but I don't know exactly where it is. It's How to Grow a Little Fruit Tree. Write it down. How to Grow a Little Fruit Tree. Can't think of the author's name. It's a female. And it's a green book. You'll see it on Amazon. I studied that book for years, but I did not have the courage to severely prune my trees the way they needed to be. Then they got so top heavy that I had to call in my baby son who's 6'4". And even he had to get on the ladder. Okay? And he severely pruned those trees. And now the fruit is popping up all over it. All of the trees are doing well. I haven't seen anything on the jujubes yet. That's another month from now. And I haven't seen anything on the elderberries yet. That's another month and a half away. But it's going to fruit. Now, this is what I didn't bring up in that video. And you probably heard me say it before. I didn't bring it up in that video because Andre owns a business barbershop and he had to go. So he had to get stuff pruned and get in and out. And what I didn't share with you was every time you move from one tree to another tree, you want to sanitize your pruners with alcohol. And these are some swabs that I buy off of Amazon. Here's the box. Don't keep cutting off of one tree and then go to the next tree, because you might see something there might be something invisible there that you don't see, that you're spreading from one tree to another. And anytime you are pruning something that looks dead or diseased or has fire blight and it looks brown and decayed, you want to sanitize between every cut on that tree, because it may have fire blight in 2 branches but not on the other branches. So that is something that I was going to make a little 15-second video, but I said no, let me talk about it on Monday night, because people will come back and watch the replay. Remember, don't get so gung-ho about pruning that you forget your sanitation. Safety and sanitation precautions will take you a long way. And if you don't have 70% alcohol, you can use 5% household peroxide. Just wipe them off with a paper towel or something, and make sure that you're not spreading infection or disease from one tree to another tree. Okay. Oh, thank you, Bob Brown, that you put everything in there. Auntie put Ann Raff. I remember her first name, but I couldn't think of her last name. Thank you, Ann Raff. You have to prune them based on your vision for their growth. Right. People say, how much land do you have? Man, I gotta go look at my deeds. I don't know. It's a little bit larger than the standard block in my area. I would say it's about a fifth of an acre, maybe a fourth. I don't know. But I cram a whole lot in my area because my trees are closer together and I trim them accordingly to keep them small trees. Now, I want to bring up something because I had to contact Stark Brothers. Two of my Stella cherry trees did not come out of dormancy. And if you buy from one of those online nurseries like Stark Brothers or Ison's, they have a 100, I know Stark Brothers has 125% money back guarantee. They'll give you credit or they'll ship you a replacement. So I contacted them and I let them know I'm not just your average gardener. The trees are dead because I started from the top and scraped a little inch scraping all the way down of the cambium layer and all the way down to the bottom and even past the root graft, there was no green. I took pictures, I snapped the tag so it was their tree, and then I shot an overview of my food forest so they could see how many fruit trees that I'm taking care of. And they responded and said they'll get back with me in 2 days and, blah, 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 blah. I don't want any money back. I'm not trying to get any money back. All I want is 2 more fruit trees. And they've got to come before May or shortly after the first week or 2 in May because it would be too hot for me to plant any fruit trees. Okay, so I know that Home Depot and Lowe's have that same guarantee. You have to keep your receipt. You have to keep your original container. But I personally don't like purchasing trees that have been growing in a pot or they were growing in the ground and then they were dug up and transplanted into a pot for a year or 2 because those trees seems like the roots are wrapped around in a circle. I like free-flowing bare root trees. Those are the trees that have been the most successful for me to grow. And there might be some people that can grow with those trees those roots wrapped around in a circle and they can do it very well. I can't. So I'm sharing with you all what works well for me in zone 8A, where in the heart of the heat of the summer, we have triple-digit temperatures. Okay, let me look at my notes again, and I think I've gone over all of my information that I wanted to talk about today. I'm ended up right on time where I want to be, and now it's time for you to ask me anything you want to ask me, and I'll answer it to the best of my ability if it's appropriate. Okay. Growing with Hudson says it's 94 people watching and 62 thumbs up. Something's wrong. Okay, C. Thomas. My Stella did the same, and I contacted the company I got them from, and they tried to tell me something different, but they made, or maybe right. Oh, they made it right. Yeah. Thank you, Grandmama Groves. They made it right. That's all that matters. We don't care about what they talk about. But what I do as an educator, as one who has lectured and taught beauty school and Sunday school, I try to make my email or my phone call so compelling with all the evidence that you can't tell me anything different. Does that make sense? So I put the tags in the tree. The graft was dead. Below the graft was dead. And above the graft is dead. The order number, what I paid for the trees, the day I ordered them, the day they were delivered. What else can you say to me but give me some more trees or my money? Okay. Thank you, Auntie. Please post your questions right now in all caps. Thank you, Barb Brownlee. I'm ready for you. Okay, Avia is just put 62 is just putting 2. You need to hit the live chat button because you are delayed. Okay, let's go with hoeing and sowing. The carts that you have the trees in, were you able to get those someplace at a good price? That is such a good deal. I answered your comment, hoeing and sowing, that you looked after my video. I answered you, and then I remembered later, oh, that young lady asked me a question. And so I went back and I made another reply. I got those utility carts, and you probably didn't see that. You probably thought it was the same answer. I got those utility carts at Wally World for $39.99. I think they've gone up to $44.99. Excuse me. And I've got, those are the beige ones. And the black baby gorilla carts, I got them from Lowe's. And I think they were like $49.99 or $44.99. Yeah. Melanie D said, I got comfrey roots from what, baby? Yes, hoeing and sowing. I'm going to tell you why I know that's a good price on those carts. One I've had for 10 years. And we're just looking at it. And I said, I bet you I could put my citrus tree in there and I could roll that in the greenhouse. I don't have to call nobody over here to help me with these big heavy pots. And so I know I had it way before I retired. And I've been retired coming up on 8 years. So it's about 10 years or more older. And no damage to it whatsoever. Pruning sealer works the same way. Unless you make your turmeric paste. Okay, you all have a private conversation. I don't know what that's about. And what are you saying, Melanie D? I got comfrey roots from. I know what y'all talking about, the pruning stuff. You can put wax and, you know, and there's a paste that you can buy when you prune your tree. I don't see where it's beneficial, so I don't use it. Okay. I'm trying to figure out what Melanie D is talking about. Okay, Odom's Home State, I understand you got to go to work. Oh, Melanie D says she got comfrey roots from Amazon. How long does it take to root them? Oh, they're rooted in about 2 weeks. You guys, y'all know in the chat, I said all of you all, I did all of that hard work to the point where I had to be in the bed for about 3 days of chronic fatigue. I rooted all of my comfrey cuttings and packed them and sent them to you. I rooted the elderberry cuttings. I rooted the brown turkey fig tree cuttings. I will never do it again. I don't like to kill myself. And now that I know that those plants are hardy and healthy, and I know that they will root very fast, I'm going to sell the unrooted cuttings just like I bought them off of eBay. 2 unrooted pieces of Russian blocking 14, about that big, off of eBay, unrooted, and I got all of this comfrey growing based upon those 2 little small pieces. I propagate them every year. Auntie says, no, you don't have to soak the, Melanie, you don't have to soak comfrey roots. No, just plant them. You don't want them to get too waterlogged because they can turn to mush. Yes, you did. So sweet. Thank you, Pescatarian Garden. Yeah, I wore myself out. And also, I did it the wrong type of year. I sent it all out with the gifts for Christmas, and the people who in the Perks Club got gift certificates, and a lot of people blessed my business by ordering. I had all that on me. I'm not going to ever put myself in a situation like that again, because all money ain't good money. You know, when you can't hardly get out of the bed to enjoy it. Okay, so here we go. Yes, sometimes it is so much fun playing in the garden that we forget to rest. I have to set an alarm on my phone to come in. My daughter said, Mama, that's what you need to do. because you get out there and you just go get a never land and you forget. I can't help it, guys. 'Cause it's so pretty out there this time of year. It's so beautiful watching everything feel all out. It's just amazing how God has created everything. And I truly know that I'm just a steward over it. Because him and him alone created it. And he has blessed me with the knowledge to care for it. So that's a steward. Here we go. What do you use to help prop up new trees? Because my trees are leaning. I put posts, bamboo sticks, and you got to do them when they're brand new. You can't just jug it in there after the roots have started getting established because you may injure them. So going forward, put the bamboo sticks in when you first do the tree. And most places where you get a fruit tree, especially bare root trees from Stark Brothers or Isom's Nursery, they come with a bamboo stick attached to it. And another thing you can do, because I messed up and did this, you can put like a stake or T-post about 4 feet away from the tree. Let's say the tree is leaning that way, and you need to pull it this way. And so you know about a 36-inch diameter could have some roots. So you're going to go back a little bit further, put that stake, and I'm glad you brought that up because it's something I was going to talk about, really. You see this bungee cord? They come in all sizes. I got a container with different sizes. And then you take that bungee cord and you put it on that tree and then you pull it back. But that stake that's in the ground is nowhere near your root system. I had to do that for 2 of my apple trees. I hope I answered your question. Okay. Let's go back up. Is it reasonable for me to move fruit trees in containers from 5B to 7A? Yeah, I start off all my trees in containers and then I put them either in a raised garden bed or I put them in the ground after the rainy season. Yes, ma'am, it's feasible. It's reasonable. Okay. What do you use to help I did that one. Do you remove your cover on your greenhouse and when? Yes, see, Holmes, it's off. It's off, man. After about February 1st of March, I start cutting windows out of my greenhouse because it's too hot. I have like the tunnel kind. Some people call them garden tunnels. The manufacturer sold it to me as a greenhouse, but it's those little garden tunnels that have that little steeple shape so the water and the snow can fall off. It gets so hot in there that it degrades the plastic and it cracks, and I can never use it for over 2 years. So I have learned in the winter time when they go on sale, buy another one. I have a 20 feet by 10 by 7 feet tall. So it's pretty long, 20 feet. So I just buy it and I make them fit. So I start cutting little windows out in February. By the end of March, the whole cover is off. Okay? Because it just gets too hot. I hope I answered your question. Okay. Somebody said they set alarm every day also, otherwise I would be in the garden for 6 hours. You have to. You have to. I have to time myself to come in after 3 hours. I was that homesteader. Yes. How much soil to put the comfrey in? Depends on it, sweetie. How big is your cutting? How big is your pot? Just know this. As soon as you start watering your plant and the next day it seems dry, that means it's time to pot up to a larger pot. So I would say use at least a gallon pot and put your cuttings in there and cover them up. I can't tell you how much soil is in a gallon. I imagine it would be a little bit less than a gallon of potting mix. Make sure that you don't put your straight compost or topsoil. If you put it in a container, it is going to need something to help it facilitate it draining. So you're going to need potting mix. But if you have, let's say, black cow compost or your own homemade compost or topsoil in a bag that you buy, you need to add either peat moss, coconut coir, or cocoa coir, some people say it, or vermiculite or perlite. those little white or beige looking beads. You got to have something to fluff it up to facilitate it draining, or the plant will be just sitting in soggy soil and it'll dry rot. Yep, Grandmama grows. The garden is a gardener's rabbit hole. Stewards of God. Amen. Thank you, C. Holmes. Hey, Tasha Oshie Grows. I see folks speaking to you. AJ's Green Thumb LLC is in the house. Thank you all for being here. Robin Smith says, I need a greenhouse. Must be but I don't have a lot of money. What do you recommend? Girlfriend, I bought my greenhouse. Let me tell you. The first one I bought was an expensive one. A flower mound greenhouse. It was a 10 by 7 by 7. $600. Plastic cover. Lasted 2 years. It cracked, degraded. The second one I bought, the one I have now, the frame is real good, but there's a flaw design in it where the bolts hit the plastic. That's okay. I wrapped piping tape around it. I bid it on that greenhouse and won the bid for $139. You can get them anywhere from $200 to $239, $249, depending on when they go on sale. Check the winter time is the best time to buy them. They're higher now. And by the way, I bought the greenhouse cover this year for only $114 on eBay. I think the most I paid for was $130 for just the replacement cover. So the best time to buy them. C Home says they have them on sale now for $200. Very good. Hello, somebody speaking to Miss Betty Teaches. I'm glad to see you're in the house. Yes, grow you a greenhouse, grow some bamboo in a pot, rope it together, and use plastic, even shower curtains. Okay, I don't even know what that's about. Oh, grow you a greenhouse. You're saying grow some bamboo, clip shower curtain, tarp. That's good, but the shower curtain and tarp will degrade and crack. If you're going to do that, and since you're going to grow your own greenhouse, it's going to take you a while to grow enough to make a structure. But buy you some good plastic. Buy you some 6 mil plastic. If you're going to do that, it'll last longer. But you're gonna be working a long time growing enough bamboo. Even though bamboo grows fast, I would recommend that you buy your greenhouse. You're gonna be growing a long time, and that's gonna be discouraging. BJ's has a greenhouse. Garden State Gardener said for $75. Just made it through a bad, I think, Easter. Maybe talking about a storm, tied down with 3 stakes and bungee cords. Okay, yeah, you're going to have to do some serious anchoring of your greenhouse. Your greenhouse comes with little cheap stakes. I bought 18-inch galvanized steel stakes from Home Depot and put them all around my greenhouse. And then I put it up against a fence so I don't have to worry about that side. And I use cement, and some people call them center blocks, but they don't have center ash in them anymore. They stopped putting that in the 70s. And I put those cement blocks all around my greenhouse. My greenhouse frame does not move. The cover may go up and down, but the greenhouse never moves. 50 miles per hour winds and driving rain. That's what he's talking about when he had that issue. Okay. Diversity love. Okay, I understand what you're saying, diversity love, but I still am recommending to my subscribers not to grow bamboo in hopes of growing enough for a greenhouse. If you want a greenhouse now, I recommend that you watch the sales like all these people are telling you and buy it. I'm not here to argue. I'm giving my opinion, and that's how I feel. Somebody said they purchased extra stakes and added wood to. Now, that's a good idea, Grandmama Grows. Yes, I purchased extra stakes and added wood to the frame of my greenhouse going on 2 years now. Let me tell y'all something. If I lived where my brothers could help me, I would have that whole greenhouse framed in and sided with acrylic, wood at the bottom, automatic windows, sliding barn door, anything. My brothers are awesome. One is a subcontractor. He's been sick and he just got out of the hospital today, as a matter of fact. And he's just a couple years older than me. And you know, kidney disease run my family. I told you that. And he is a recipient of a kidney transplant. But he's doing good, and he's good spirits, and he's home today. But if I didn't live so far from my brothers, they would come and frame up and do my whole greenhouse. Trust me. These guys build houses, okay? So, yeah. I got tears in my eyes thinking about what I could have. And that alone, my husband could have did it too. Bless his soul. He passed away. A designer greenhouse would be awesome. I just have a vision for it. Because I would have a barn door where it would slide, open up that door, and the front and the back. Now, some of these hoop houses, like the one that I have, they're coming in now with 2 doors, or 2 zipper openings. 2 zippers, you raise the panel up and you tie it, and then have it in the back too. But I would love to have a designer greenhouse. Okay, but that is smart. Grandmama Grows, if you get a chance, please send me a picture. Because let me tell you what my brothers did. Knowing that I'm a widow and I had let some stuff go in the house, they came here with saws. They pulled up my carpet, porcelain tiled my floor, painted everything, changed light fixtures, ceiling fans. I'm telling you, I had a new kitchen, dining room, and living room. My brothers did that for me. He said, you're a widow and we're going to help you. Because we knew if Floyd was still alive, you all understand what I'm trying to say. They blessed me. Cherie said, I think I lucked out with a plastic greenhouse I picked up. I put it on a location where it won't catch the wind. Yes. And it was zipped up window vents, the plastic's holding up through the cold and the heat so far. Yes, Miss Cherie. The location is very important. That's why I said I located mine up against the fence after I didn't do that first. See, the wind picked up my first greenhouse. Peanut Peppers, he's another YouTuber, and Shanana, and somebody else was talking about their greenhouse. The wind picked it up. The wind picked mine up too. I didn't learn everything I know about greenhouses the first time. That's why I'm so adamant about sharing everything with you all. Because I learned by trial and error. And I learned that I didn't have my greenhouse in the sunniest location for the winter time. So I put it where it's in the sun all the time. Yes, that's a hassle when it gets to March and April. I have to cut some windows open in there in the skyline. But during the winter, it's a lifesaver when you're trying to keep it warm. The Nick Queen Solo said, ooh, Lady Cheryl, my dad has a greenhouse needing severe repairs on it. I've been trying to find a way to do it. And look up cattle panel greenhouse on YouTube. It's people use PVC pipes and cattle panel, and they make their own greenhouses. Where there's a will, there's a way. But I would love for somebody to come and frame mine up and put the acrylic on it. I know it's somebody I saw who did it. Angela's Busy Bees Garden and Homestead. She bought a soda bottle liter, I think, greenhouse from an organization. And then she converted it and put the acrylic panels on it. Yes. And if I'm not mistaken, she's building a new one too. Okay, are there any more questions? Duval City Girl Gardner, hey. Are there any more questions? If there aren't any more questions, then I'm going to end the chat right now. And Sewing says she saw that greenhouse on Angela's channel. Yes, she did a good job. Oh, you're talking about your dad's greenhouse. It's made of cement and it's attached to the garage. I've seen people do that with, what do you call it when you have that overhang and you drive your car up under it? I've seen people enclose those in with the right type of plastic with 6 mil. Yes, I saw a video where a guy used kids round jungle gym and 6 milliliter plastic. I've seen somebody do it with a trampoline as the foundation. Carport. Thank you, Sifting with Soil. Carport. I've seen people convert those. There's a lot of stuff you can do if you have help and the know-how. I know how to do it, but I can't do it. I need my brothers. Okay. Everybody have a wonderful week. I'll see you here next Monday night. I'm going to be putting out some more videos later. I have a secret that I've been hiding in my food forest, and I'm going to share it with all of you all. I'm not ashamed. I'm going to share my secret. Thank you, Ty Brown. Thank you so much for being here. You're in Maryland in Zone 7. All right. And everybody's speaking to everybody. See you same time, same station next week. Bye now.